What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another BTR video.
Before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe.
We're back at it again with another tier list. This time, we'll be ranking NFL teams. The season, by the time this comes out, has probably already started. But, before we continue on, we just want to let you guys know that this isn't our standing predictions. That video has come out. That's our Monday podcast episode, so make sure you guys check that one out. This is just strictly who we think the best team is on paper, comparing it to whoever our S tier list are. This is from S all the way to F.
Yeah, just our normal preseason ranking, who we think is going to be good, who we think will be bad, and who we think is just going to be mid.
Yeah.
And also comment down below for any other tier list ideas you have for us. We'll love to check them out and try them out, whether it be NFL logos or like quarterbacks or like team jerseys. We'll
and other sports as well.
Yeah, other sports as well. And yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, without further ado,
New Orleans Saints. What is it? First thing comes to your mind?
For me, I think they're a playoff lock because their division's not that great. But as a team, compared to like the others in the league, I think they're a B tier team.
Yeah, I would agree with you right now. B tier team.
You don't even drink beer, man. Where'd you get that from?
Beer?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, just all the cousins drinking. I just want to join in sometimes, but like, obviously that's not gonna happen.
But no.
Yeah.
B tier. I just think Derek Carr's a little disrespected. That's just me.
Yeah,
he's out of an environment that he kind of held down in Vegas or Oakland at the time as well. I just think he's now in a better environment. For me, the biggest question mark is head coaching and injuries.
Yeah, Dennis Allen, right?
He struggled last year.
He did struggle. Injuries, obviously, Michael Thomas, first one that comes to mind. Defense, still love it. Tyrann Mathieu, Marshawn Lattimore, Demario Davis,
Cam Jordan.
So they're still set there. Offensively, weapons, they're fine. If healthy Thomas, Chris Olave, Jimmy Graham, Alvin Kamara after suspension. So yeah, they're B team tier.
I won't be surprised because we're probably gonna react to this at the end of the season. That I won't be surprised it'll be ending in an A tier, for example. So yeah,
Miami Dolphins.
They're an A tier team.
They're an A tier team for sure.
Only reason why I'm not putting them in S personally is Tua.
Yeah, Tua is still a question mark. Yes, ability wise, he might have proven himself last year.
Health is the question.
Availability wise, he has not. Obviously, concussion issues, and they did pretty well without him, right, in the playoff game against Buffalo. But you still need Tua.
Yeah, you need Tua. You added Jalen Ramsey on the defensive side. Vic Fangio is there as well. And on the offensive, Mike McDaniel's going to do his thing. He proved it with Skylar Thompson that he everybody thought it was going to be a steamroll Bills game, but that wasn't the case. And yeah, their biggest question mark is at running back, and then I'm not too worried.
That's not.
And the reason is because like all these rumors of Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook, Raheem Mostert's not a bad guy, so he might be motivated, be like, you guys are trying to replace me. I'm gonna show you guys who I am, and I feel like he'll have a good fantasy football fans out there. He might be a good pickup in that case as well. But Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, speed, right?
Yeah, you're set.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Personally, I want to say A. Only because now there's no headache of the Lamar contract. Oh, he's faking his injury, stuff like that. And B, when you do see Lamar Jackson play, that team barely loses, right? That's number one. Number two, you actually got him some weapons, right? Zay Flowers is having he's a rookie.
Preseason, yeah.
But it's an amazing preseason.
Odell.
You gave him a safety blanket in Odell, and the last time we saw Odell play, he probably would have been Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, that's
he was
true.
in contention for Super Bowl MVP.
And also, you can't forget about the most reliable person, Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
All right, J.K. Dobbins, still an absolute stud. And then, we all know what Lamar could do, right?
Yeah.
But
defensively,
I think they're A team as well. A tier as well.
Yeah. Maybe on the lower end, but they're still there.
I still do believe the Dolphins are better, but I don't think they're a B team.
Yeah. I think defensively they're still fine. Yeah, they don't have Wink anymore. That's a different story. But offensively, they got rid of their guy.
Personnel-wise,
who's their OC? You remember?
I don't even remember.
Because everybody hated it because the style of they played.
That's how
right?
bad he was. I don't know his name.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
but I think obviously there's a lot of pressure on the Georgia OC, right? That's who they brought in. It's going to be a lot of pressure because is it going to be college style? Is he going to adapt well?
It is this. Personnel-wise, player-wise, did they get better as a player group? So
the key thing is, once again, Lamar's injury. That's it.
Cincinnati Bengals S tier.
Yeah.
100%.
No, as long as Joe Burrow's healthy, which he's on the field,
to be healthy,
and this is strictly based on what we know is gonna happen. So, like for example, as an Indy fan, we know Jonathan Taylor's out for the first, or Bill's a perfect example. Von Miller's out for the first 4 games. We might take that into account on how we're gonna rank it. Otherwise we're gonna assume everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
We'll take into account injury history as well, but that's not gonna be a big factor.
Okay. Yeah.
But back to the Bengals.
Bengals, solid. Obviously, they lost Jesse Bates and I think Von Bell. Eli Apple, which I don't think they hate too much, but their secondary took a hit, that's for sure. So it's a lot of turnover there. But they added in Orlando Brown, Chiefs left tackle, and now is their left tackle, more protection for Burrow. Burrow, second best quarterback in the league, and wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, Key Higgins a wide receiver 1 in any other team, the way he's playing. Jamar Chase is clearly a wide receiver 1. Tyler Boyd's a really good wide receiver 2 who's playing wide receiver 3. They lost they already did lose CJ Uzomah before, but
who cares if you have those 3 wide receivers? But
any tight end will complement them well.
Yeah, S tier. Broncos.
D or C. Now
I'm
leaning. I'm trying to see.
I don't believe in them. I'll be honest with you.
So you're saying D? I definitely don't think they're F. I think they're either D or C. For me, is how much can Sean Payton is the only factor here. Sean Payton could get the best out of this team.
Russell Wilson as well.
Well, no, I'm saying like get the best out of his team and Russell Wilson. And the second question mark is, can Russell Wilson bounce back to not even like Seattle level, but in the middle of Seattle and Denver level?
Just be relevant. And don't be completely dog shit. And
they have injuries of
actually make Broncos country ride instead of, falling out of the back seat.
That's sad. That's what they were known for last year.
Is it D? Do you agree with D?
Put them in D for now. I could see them being a C team
because their weapons are never healthy. Defense is still solid, and
Pat Surtain is like carry.
Pat Surtain is an absolute beast, and Wilson. Right now, at the current moment, I will take guaranteed 20 to 25 quarterbacks over him. Right now, current Wilson. I'm not talking about Seattle Wilson. I'm talking about current Wilson.
Yeah,
I'll take 20 to 25 quarterbacks over him.
Okay, so right now D. We'll see how the others go, and then we'll come back to it. I could argue them being C as well.
Giants.
That's a B. For me, it's a B. They were one of the teams that improved a lot. Brian Daboll. You love that guy.
Oh, that hire was perfect.
And for them. Again, it was we saw what happened with Hackett as an OC, right? But the difference is he literally called the plays for Josh Allen, and now I was saying like OC's like Hackett was a bad OC.
Okay, yeah.
Like probably a bad head coach from an OC, right? And we've seen that before.
Yeah.
Whereas Daboll, and we've seen it Frank Reich do it in the past, and all these guys.
Yeah, Brian Daboll was the play call.
And obviously, I said that they're a team. They're better than the Cowboys, in my opinion. You guys, spoiler alert, but you guys could check out our standings. But I think they're one of the more improved teams. Darren Waller's a crazy pickup for them that will complement Saquon well. And in my opinion, yes, they don't have. Don't get me wrong, their wide receiver core is the greatest, probably one of the worst in the NFL, but could complement well with a guy like Darren Waller because of the amount of attention he's gonna command. And Darren Waller's probably out there on a vengeance tour himself. The biggest question mark with him is again injuries. Defensively, Wink Martindale.
Defensively, they're definitely improved. Isaiah Simmons as well.
Bobby Okereke, shout out.
Bobby Okereke. They got Paris Campbell, who had a good breakout year.
Yeah.
For the Colts last year. For me, can Daniel Jones just live up to the contract a little bit, or live up to what he did last year?
He is gonna have to.
He is the biggest question mark.
Yeah.
There he is the biggest question mark there, and
the second thing is also Saquon's health.
And Saquon's health and O-line, I think, is decent. It'll be enough.
Andrew Thomas stepped up. Yeah. They drafted Evan Neal. Can he have that Andrew Thomas jump? If they do, I won't be surprised. It could be like how they did win the Super Bowl. As a wild card team could surprise some people as well. I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl favorite or anything. I'm just saying that's what the case. But right now they're a B. And again, I won't be surprised if they're an A by the end of the year.
Vikings.
B as well.
Yeah, I mean, division winners, they had what? Division locked up pretty quick.
They lose at Adam Thielen.
Replace him with Jordan
Addison. Still a rookie.
But
Vikings like that weird team. Like I don't know too much about, but they're always there. Kirk Cousins is Mr. Reliable when it comes, except for the.
It's always questionable. Kirk Cousins
is questionable, but he had a great year last year for his standards.
But
free agent year, he wants to prove that he can still play. I believe he's a free agent if I'm not mistaken.
Jefferson.
Yeah.
Is Dalvin Cook gonna be a big loss?
Okay, but like what to say, Dalvin Cook. I'm afraid that he's still there. But yeah.
I don't think so. I think they'll survive.
Yeah.
Because Dalvin Cook also had a lot of injuries with them. And they still were fine. And then defensively, I think they're mid.
Yeah.
Defensively. But offensively, I think they're solid.
They're definitely for sure B. Maybe you could argue C plus, so like a high C for sure.
I think they are a worse team than last year.
I won't be surprised if they win the division again.
Yeah, I won't be surprised, but I do think they're a worse team than last year. Yeah. LA Rams.
D. They're one of the younger teams, and I know you could argue F. They're definitely not a C. Well, for me, I won't be surprised if they're a C tier team. I know you don't think they're a C tier team at all.
Nope, they're D.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna even bother arguing that because I know you might think F and let's just compromise with D. But I don't know. This team's weird. Like I know they lost a lot of pieces. Their injuries, their O-line is questionable. I just you have that weird feeling that a team might just do good still. And some teams have done that. Like when we thought we were gonna be bad, they've come out of nowhere. In other sports as well, not just the NFL. Like the Bengals from the Super Bowl here. No one thought they were gonna make the Super Bowl. Now I'm not saying the Rams.
I'll tell you this right now. Your feeling is wrong because this Rams team is utter shit right now. They're nothing compared to what they were in the Super Bowl team. Matthew Stafford is old. He's still good, but he's gonna get.
To your point,
he's gonna get hit.
To help your point,
he's gonna get.
To help your point, that story.
Stetson Bennett will play multiple games this year because I think Stafford will be out for how terrible the O-line is.
To help your point.
Yes.
Kelly Stafford came out with a story that says he doesn't know how to get along with his younger teammates because they're one of the younger teammates. Because the story he shared very quickly is was they're always on their phones and he doesn't know how to connect with them. Should he be like a father role, older brother role, take their phones away, blah, 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 right? So that could cause friction in a way and how to gel.
Also, the Rams obviously didn't set themselves up well because obviously they did enough.
They got a Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl. I'm not going to say they didn't set themselves up well because,
the goal was to win.
The goal was to win, but right now they're feeling the aftermath effects of that.
Every year you always also hear, is Sean McVay retiring? Is Aaron Donald retiring? Now is Matthew Stafford going to retire? So we'll see. But yeah, I'll stick with D.
Coach is still good. You have a good wide receiver.
That's the only reason why I'm giving him hope.
You have a wide receiver. You have a decent quarterback. And you have a stud D lineman. Other than that, you have 4 people on that team.
Yeah.
Literally. F team. Buccaneers. They are gonna be.
They're D or F.
They're F.
The only question mark why I have them D. I'm not saying Baker is gonna be Baker from his rookie year, like the year he went to the playoffs, like helped that team get to the playoffs. The only reason why I think he'll be fine is because he has Mike Evans and Chris Godwin.
Mike Evans also gave him a deadline for week 1 to give him an extension.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll still play. He'll still play.
No.
That's the only reason why I'll argue
I don't think
D.
so. Like what Baker. I expected him to do well in Carolina. Did he? No. He got benched and then cut and became a Rams player for a bit. This team is in the Caleb Williams, Drake May, top 5 draft order. And I mean, defensively, they've lost some players the last few years, obviously, since the Super Bowl. But I think they're another team feeling the effects like the Rams. But I think, these guys are just more shit.
I see. Just because there's one team that I think is way worse than them. That's the only reason. But,
yeah, obviously.
But
Detroit Lions.
B.
This team.
I think this team's winning the division. And
I think so too. I think there's upset.
And that's what I'm saying. That if I'm putting the Vikings at B, I have to put them at B as well.
So obviously, question mark as always, Jared Goff.
Yeah.
But Jared Goff's Lions career is actually way better.
Way
better than people.
He gets discredited because people think that because Sean McVay got rid of him, he's terrible.
Yeah, he was.
Is he? Obviously Matthew Stafford was an upgrade, but is he like Matthew Stafford coming out even? Let alone Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes and all these guys. But he's at that half a tier below Matthew Stafford, right? In NBA terms, he's like Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah,
that first overall pick, he's a quality player. Can you win a Super Bowl with him? Clearly not. That's why they got rid of him. But he's still a top 20 quarterback in this league, probably.
No, he had those good early years. Obviously, a Super Bowl year.
Yeah.
Struggled after that, like Wiggins, and now he's picking it up again. The Lions' first year in the Lions, he wasn't as bad. Obviously, the team was shit around him as well. But this year, those first 4 weeks, this man put up MVP numbers.
Yeah, not even just that. Like, listen, if you're in the conversation of making the playoffs
last season,
yeah, if you're in the conversation of making the playoffs by the end, they just missed out by one game, because Seattle ended up winning that game.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it was gonna come down to Green Bay, and they won that game. So you have to give them the respect. I think they got better. They added. I know he's injured. I don't know what his situation is right now. C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And they added other pieces. You got Mr. Motor City Dan Campbell biting kneecaps, and clearly people have bought into that. So, yeah, I think they're a B team.
All right, Chicago Bears.
C.
I agree.
Because I don't think they're bad. Okay, that's why I might move the Broncos up. But I think.
Oh, I didn't put them.
I don't think the Broncos are in the same tier as the Rams. If that argument, but with the Chicago Bears, the big question mark, we all know what it is. Can Justin Fields take the next step?
As a passer.
He has help now, DJ Moore. He's got Chase Claypool as well.
Darnell Mooney.
Darnell Mooney.
They have 3 solid receivers. They have Cole Kmet. So weapons are there.
I think they helped their line, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
This improved a little bit. Yeah, that's for sure. I
would
say that.
Chicago defense should always be there, but we'll see if it actually is.
Yeah, that's a better group than last year as well.
Yeah, I think they're a better team, but I don't think they're in the same tier as the other two teams we put in B.
They are still 1 or 2 years away.
Exactly. So that's fine there.
All right. San Francisco 49ers.
S. I have to.
Yeah, right.
If you're putting the Bengals there, I kind of have to.
Realistically, they are set in every position. Obviously, secondary for me might be a little bit of a concern, but Talanoa Hufanga could just carry that.
The biggest,
because they lost Jimmy Ward to the Texans. He went with D'Amico Ryans.
Here's the thing.
And D'Amico Ryans.
Exactly. So they lost Robert Saleh. They were fine with D'Amico Ryans. Now they lost D'Amico Ryans. Question mark with whoever they brought in. I think they promoted internally. I'm not fully sure because I don't pay attention to coordinators like that unless it's like Bieniemy leaving, for example. But you almost made the Super Bowl with Josh Johnson. You literally lost all your quarterbacks.
You genuinely did.
And you almost made the Super Bowl. Because Kyle Shanahan's that great, and I'm sorry. I understand he hasn't won it, and we've seen his history of why he hasn't won it, but sometimes his decision-making...
There's chokes.
There's chokes,
choke moments.
But he could get there. He's been a consistent NFC championship game and possible Super Bowl as well, and I have to put him in S. I got to give him that respect.
Realistically, the NFC is coming down to between the Niners and the Eagles again.
Who are next?
Running back set.
Yeah.
Wide receiver set. Tight end, one of the best in the league. O-lineman, you have the best in the league, like Trent Williams.
The biggest question mark is...
Is Nick Bosa actually holding out?
Is he? I think he's still holding out. So that's the question mark.
Getting Nick Bosa on the field will be but yeah, generally, they have the best in each position, if you think about it. You have the best O-lineman, Trent Williams.
Question mark with them is health.
Yeah. You have one of the best tight ends.
Second best after
Still
Kelsey.
up there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying
You have the best
probably
edge rusher.
Arguably the best defensive
obviously
pass rusher.
Yeah, obviously currently at current moment. He won Depoy. And you have the best linebacker. And Fred Warner. So...
You have to put him in S. You have to give him the respect.
Best running back in McCaffrey.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. And then they have Debo.
Obviously,
the question mark is Purdy.
Yeah, we didn't bring that up yet.
Yeah,
it's Purdy. And if Purdy does what he does last year,
guess what? I know you're off the Sam Darnold train. You've always been. I'm still kind of holding on for dear life, type of guy. And I won't be surprised if, let's just say, Purdy, knock on wood, he doesn't get hurt. But let's just say he gets benched for whatever reason as well. Again, knock on wood, that doesn't happen. And I won't be surprised if Darnold does well with Shanahan. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah,
with those weapons.
And speaking of Eagles,
that's what I'm saying. Put him up there.
Put him up there as
Jalen Hurts. The biggest question for me is repeat himself. Right? Shane Steichen's no longer there.
They did lose some pieces defensively. Obviously, Gardner-Johnson, and I think a couple linebackers. I think T.J. Edwards as well. I think he went to the Bears in free agency. I think Marcus Epps left as well, safety.
Sorry, they lost someone to the Niners. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they did.
And the Niners, we forgot to mention the Niners. Samson Ebukam is now a Colt. So that's a big loss. But they filled it up that way for that.
Yeah,
but then I think the Eagles still filled up their spots. Like Jordan Davis.
They had Jordan Davis last year. They added Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
From the draft. You got Keely Ringo, Georgia player, obviously. Yeah. Potential star.
Nakobe Dean from last year.
And Nolan Smith this year.
Yeah, so they did lose Jonathan Gannon. Again, let's see how their defensive coordinator scheme is gonna work.
And offensive coordinator as well.
So that's something Shane Steichen. But I believe in Jalen Hurts. I'm not a negative guy usually. Like I don't think anyone's gonna fall off like that. Depending on who their staff is, right?
He's set up right for success because wide receivers same, tight end, an underrated tight end. Dallas Goedert. He's a solid.
Doesn't get talked about much.
O-line, probably the best in the league, like as a group.
Yeah.
And defensively, that pass rush is gonna be nice.
The biggest question mark is again, can the two coordinators, how are they gonna help Nick Sirianni, and is Jalen Hurts gonna be this again?
Yeah, Raiders.
That's more of a D tier team to me than the Broncos. I want to put Broncos in C because I think they're like a half a tier to a tier better than the Raiders.
I mean, I think they're both the same level for me.
Personally,
in my personal opinion. Right now, quarterbacks are pretty similar. Obviously, Wilson has a track record.
I believe more in Russell Wilson in general because of the track record. But
Raiders are gonna have a nice D line.
Listen,
because they drafted Tyree Wilson, they have Chandler Jones, they have Max Crosby.
So defensively, I have no issues with them.
D line. I don't know about overall defense, but D line for sure. That's a good group.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams.
Listen,
Josh Jacobs.
I forgot to mention it with the Rams. I will not be surprised if Cooper Kupp and Devontae Adams get traded at the deadline.
That's true.
So,
but yeah, no, I think they're similar as Broncos.
Okay, we'll come back to it still because I still think the Broncos are slightly better because of coaching as well. I think that's what helps me put them higher.
Okay, Packers.
C. I still want to give them a little bit of respect. Still.
C. I don't know about.
I have some. Obviously, this is our opinion, but I hear some people saying like they could still win the division / come second.
Are you? I'm pretty sure you're gonna need a solid Jordan Love to win a division.
True, but again, I'm not putting them in B for that reason, right?
Yeah, we don't know how solid.
I still think they're in the same tier as the
Bears.
The Bears.
Yeah, I could see.
That's the only reason why. Like I don't think they're a tier off each other.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Defensively, I think they're still fine.
That's one of the reasons. Jair Alexander, arguably top 3 corner, top 5 cornerback.
What's his name? Bakhtiari being healthy will be a big key. And
Matt LaFleur is still a good coach, right?
Matt LaFleur is
offensive play caller. He'll probably still has not the best weapons, but
Romeo Dobbs
and Christian Watson can they propel from their rookie years, right? And they were decent, but again, that's Aaron Rodgers throwing you the ball.
Yeah, it's Jordan Love. We all offensively. The biggest question
I still think they're
Jordan
in the
Love.
same. They're in the same tier.
Okay, I could see that. Washington. I think they're C as well.
Yeah, like I can't put them in the B tier.
Defense, Washington, they're low key nice.
Yeah.
D line, obviously, where Montez Sweat, Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Daron Payne. You got you drafted Emmanuel Forbes
who's killing it.
You have Kendall Fuller, I believe. So defensively, they're solid. And Ron Rivera.
Chase Young's question mark is injury. That's it.
Yeah,
and Ron Rivera is a
defensive coach. Offensively,
we already know the biggest question mark.
Massive upgrade on play calling.
So here's the thing with
biggest question mark, like you said, Sam Howell.
Here's the biggest thing with Eric Bieniemy. This is his true
test.
Like this is his audition to be NFL head coach. And we'll get to the Chiefs in a second. We'll really see who gets affected by it the most, right? Like obviously one guy has Patrick Mahomes, the other guy has Sam Howell. If this team could keep in the same fighting spot, they could be a B tier team through the year. Eric Bieniemy is going to be a head coach next year, and he'll proven it for sure because now it's his team, and we'll find out.
It's his offense.
Yeah, we'll genuinely find out how. We'll get to the Chiefs how they'll propel with Matt Nagy, right? So in this case, it's his offense, and Sam Howell's apparently playing really well in preseason.
Bro, his one game that he had last year, it was a really good game.
And I'm still gonna say it. Terry McLaurin's probably the most underrated wide receiver.
You love Terry McLaurin. I love Terry McLaurin. I love all the wide receivers.
Because I don't feel like he gets talked about enough because he's in Washington.
Yeah.
And on top of that, to finish my point quickly, they sold out their first game. their ownership, it's a fresh of breath air. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they were a playoff team with Heineke that one year when they took the Buccaneers
Alex
to the
Smith,
brink.
Baby.
Yeah, right? But now they have a new ownership that has given them a fresh of breath air. And that does a lot for a team, most likely. Like, from what I've seen people say in sports world.
Yeah, okay, just to round out their offense, wide receivers, McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, second year. Hopefully he could take a jump. So I like that.
Yeah.
Logan Thomas, I think, is still solid. O-line could definitely use a little bit of boost for sure. But running backs, Brian Robinson, obviously, man, got shot in the preseason last year and managed to play to that level in his rookie year. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
And Antonio Gibson is still there. And yeah.
They're a team I won't be surprised they'll move up to B.
All right. F team, Caleb Williams. Welcome to the Arizona Cardinals, because this team is gonna be
that's what I'm saying. Like, at least with the Bucks, they have a proper kind of competent quarterback with the name wise.
Yeah.
And they have a solid 2 number ones almost, like one A, 1B, or even however you want to rank.
But the thing with this, Bucks are still gonna be bad.
This team is like, they have no Kyler for half the year. He might not even play the whole year.
Yeah.
They might, now again, they're winners, and I know we're putting them an F. They're winners because we're gonna eventually rank Houston. They could get 2 top 5 picks, and whatever they decide to do, like, again, we think they'll go after Caleb, but they have an option of trading that pick to get a haul for Kyler if they still believe in Kyler that much. I'm just saying, that's just
that's hypothetical. That's an option.
They have options. They have so many options.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they're bad. Guess what? They'll get Caleb Williams, or they'll get a haul and try to make a team around Kyler, and they'll get a second pick to help with that as well. So simple as that. We don't need to talk too much about them. They're just shit.
They're bad.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Everywhere. Pittsburgh is C.
C? I could argue B for Pittsburgh because they're always in the playoff hunt, right?
Always.
They're always in there. Kenny Pickett, I think he is.
That's a big reason.
Is obviously, a second year. I think he has some little bit of help around him. George Pickens is gonna be year 2 wide receiver. Deontay Johnson is still there. Najee Harris. So weapons around him are pretty solid.
TJ Watt.
Oh, defensively they're fine.
Right.
They're still fine defensively.
I see your point in B, but I'm gonna keep them in C, high C's right now.
If you're arguing to put Denver in C,
then yeah, if that's the case, then
I'm instantly moving Pittsburgh to B.
Okay, so for right now, let's just keep it.
Buffalo Bills.
S.
I still consider them S.
Continuation's a big factor for me in this.
It is. For my biggest question mark offensively is who is that number 2 guy? It could be rookie Dalton Kincaid, their first round tight end. Unless Gabe Davis steps up consistently, I don't know who their second option is. I think O-linemen, they added a couple pieces, but they needed help with that. And defensively, like you said, Von Miller
missing the first 4.
And they were a good defense last year.
But they were just injured in the secondary.
Micah Hyde injured, Jordan Poyer injured, Tre'Davious White came in midway through the season, and Von Miller eventually.
And they also have shout out to Damar Hamlin. He made the roster.
Yeah,
they had to deal with that situation late in the year though. For me, continuation's a big factor. They haven't shown me why they should drop off. Like, I get it, the Jets and the Dolphins are there.
But this team is still.
You still have arguably an MVP favorite this year.
Yeah,
right. He probably has vengeance on his mind.
Led the league in interceptions last year.
Yeah, so that's the scary part for sure. The way he plays.
I think that will drop off.
Yeah,
I do. I genuinely believe that.
I gotta give him the respect still. I think.
Yeah, they're still solid. Atlanta Falcons.
D. You have to.
Yeah.
I think there's a drop off between them and their Saints by 2 tiers essentially.
Desmond Ridder is second-year quarterback.
They'll be a fun team to watch.
They will be a fun team.
If there's a tier list of excitability, they might be S because Bijan, Kyle Pitts,
Cordell Patterson.
Who's the receiver?
Drake London. And Tyler Algier is also. Their running back group is nice.
Yeah.
Desmond Ridder is the question mark. They have some pieces on defense, Grady Jarrett, AJ Terrell. But they could definitely improve defensively. That is for sure.
It's very weird.
O-line is pretty solid too.
It's very weird for me to put him on a D tier. Now, you're kind of, the way you're talking, I want to put him in C, but the question mark is Desmond Ridder. Like, I will not be surprised in a way that they win the division somehow. Like, let's just say Derek Carr isn't Derek Carr, like how he was last year, right? I will not be surprised if they win the division.
Also, their O-line is also solid.
Are we really putting... You just put him in C if that's how we're...
Put him in C.
End of C, I guess, but...
Yeah, if they have an issue, for me personally, it is defensively. And I genuinely do think the Bucks are gonna be the last place team in that division. Seahawks.
B.
That's a B.
That Jackson Smith and the Jigba pickup is crazy.
Devon Witherspoon, yeah.
Like for me, again, the reason why I could put them, I could argue C. Only reason they're a B team for me is that continuation with Pete Carroll and quarterback. Geno Smith. For me, like this is a big chance that he could drop off personally because he only had one good year and got the contract. Right, this isn't like a projection thing for him either. He's older. Once upon a time, first overall pick, we get that. But like, I won't be surprised if Geno kind of comes back to earth. Like, but at the same time, I trust Pete Carroll. And you have, okay, I did say Terry McLaurin is very underrated. I might take that a slight back. He's second underrated. Tyler Lockett might be the most underrated wide receiver in the NFL.
Tyler Lockett is aging as well.
That's the thing. But I'm just saying as a whole, from what we've seen of his resume,
he is solid for sure.
And then you have DK.
You have DK, and then obviously you have Jackson, the Jigba, Kenneth Walker.
Injured though, so that's the only question mark.
Yeah, defensively they did upgrade with Devon Witherspoon pick as well.
Yeah, I mean they brought back Bobby, right? He knows that defense. Wagner, Bobby Wagner, heart and soul of that team, probably arguably in our lifetime of watching football.
And he's still producing.
Yeah, like he was the best player on the Rams last year essentially with Aaron Donald injured, right? For me, and then heart and soul of the team, literally knows Seattle, right? Bobby Wagner
and Pete Carroll will get the
Jamal
best
Adams. I don't know if he's in the pup, but I know he's missing the first game.
Okay,
so I know that for
that's
sure.
fine. That's only one game.
But I'm just saying in general. Like I don't know if he's pop. They were fine last year.
It's not gonna affect them too much.
But
I agree with everything you said, and we'll move on to the Patriots.
See,
Belichick.
That's one factor. I feel get the best out of that defense. Mac Jones on the spot because he released Bailey Zappi, which is
he's the only quarterback on the active
roster.
No,
they added some Matt Corral. They added Matt Corral, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Obviously, the Panthers released him. Zeke's there. He's in a prove it year. Juju's there. Not a number one.
Upgraded wide receiver.
He upgraded, and then he actually has an old OC this time, not unlike last year. So Bill O'Brien will
good coach.
I don't know if he worked with Mac Jones in Alabama because when he left Houston, I know he went back to Alabama. I just don't know if they overlapped.
Yeah. Bill O'Brien, good coach, terrible GM. So upgrade over Mike. Was it Matt Patricia?
I don't even know what it was. It could have been Joe Judge. I have no clue. Could have been
anyone, but no.
Yeah.
Mac Jones. I expect him to be a little bit better. Wide receiver wise, weapon wise, I think they're decent. O-line, I think they're usually solid as well. And defensively, if Belichick's running it, I have no issues.
I will not. If I'm putting the Steelers C and I'm giving that, a lot of that is because of Mike Tomlin. I have to give Belichick his respect because the difference between them is he's been under 500 obviously, but he's still been like, you can't play like hard against him. Like it's not Belichick's fault that freaking what's his name, the play that happened. I forgot who Kendrick Bourne, I think it was.
I thought it was Jacoby Myers.
One of the two did it.
So lateral.
I can't blame him for that, right? Unless he told him to do it. But
I think the list is fine so far with Denver and D, and these two.
You're emphasizing that.
Denver is in D.
Yeah.
And then Steelers and Patriots being in the same level.
Yeah.
But I do think Patriots, the Steelers are a better, player wise. On paper.
The question, we'll stick with that.
The Cleveland Browns.
See.
Yeah, same spot.
They're literally like them and Steelers could fight for third and fourth, in my opinion.
Yeah,
they're neck and neck there. Like, yes, once upon a time I was a Deshaun Watson guy. I'm still a Deshaun Watson guy in terms of a player. I'm gonna make that clear as a player. And then you gelled him with Amari Cooper, Nick Chubb, not underrated, but like top 3 back in the league probably, right? And yeah, like I think they'll be fine. They have more continuation, and like I won't be surprised if Deshaun Watson kind of goes back to old version of himself in Houston.
Defensively, Garrett's still there, Denzel Ward's still there, so I think they'll be. I won't say they'll be the best, or like the best of the best, but like I think they'll be good enough.
I won't be surprised if they're also a playoff team. Yeah, fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah, 100%. So, and 2 question marks for me: who is your second option after Amari Cooper, and can Deshaun Watson return to form because he was absolutely dreadful when he came back?
Yeah,
like it was better off if they, who was it, Jacoby Brissett?
Yes,
like I'd rather had Jacoby Brissett.
That's the other thing. He was suspended. the first.
Yeah,
no. So he's going from day one.
Yeah, that's true. So that will help. But I'm just saying, looking hindsight is 2020. Jacoby Brissett, I think, had a better year than Deshaun Watson. Houston Texans.
D. I don't think they're F. I genuinely think, unless you're thinking F. I think they're kind of slept on in that sense. Like, CJ Stroud is the question mark, and I feel like he'll be fine.
So you're banking on an improvement?
Yes, that's the reason why I'm putting him in D.
What do you think their record's going to be? Just a prediction, just off your top of your head. Just any number that comes to your head. Don't think about it too much. Like 6
wins?
Yeah, no, I don't believe that's going to happen.
Well, I don't even know I don't know if I put him in an over-under was.
Yeah.
I think it was 5.5. I might have given him 5 wins, but
I think they're an F team.
You think so? Or is it the worst team in the division?
They could be a top 5. They could be a top 5 pick.
Yeah, which is why Arizona wins.
Arizona could have 2 top 5 picks. And genuinely, I do think the Rams are a better team than the Texans.
It's tough.
They're young. They're gonna be exciting team to watch.
I get that.
I'll give you that. I think you are right now ranking them on too much of a projection. But on paper wise,
I think their defense is okay.
On paper wise, they are not a D team. They are an F team on paper.
Okay.
At the moment,
we're eventually gonna get to our squad, so that's where I'm gonna compare them to.
Yeah, but do you want to move them down? I want to move them down.
I don't want to. I don't know why.
Well, screw you. I'm in control. I'm the one moving the stuff. So
we'll argue it back. We'll see.
Chiefs.
Yes.
S.
Question. We already know the question mark.
Chris Jones. If you show up, you guys will be fine. And
they lost to the enemy. How much is that a factor?
And that's it.
That's a factor. And who's your wide receiver? One.
I don't even care, man. You have Travis Kelce.
I'm just saying in general because Juju still complements that. You can't say. Oh, I understand that Travis Kelce is easy to say that. They're still an S team. I think they're the best team in football because they have that combo. My only question mark is who's that guy to complement? Is Kadarius Toney going to take that Juju role and properly?
Bro, what the hell happened? Okay. No, okay, we're good. Yeah, like I said, they're fine.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Where do you want to go with this? Because everybody knows my thoughts at this point.
Do you go B? Are you going B? What is your instant thought?
B.
Instant thought.
B. What's your instant thought? A? Because of that defense?
I'll still give him A.
Like I could still give him A. I'm fine with A. I just think for me it's this is not a prediction video, right? My prediction is they won't live it up to it.
Defense, I have no question marks. I'll say that much right now.
I don't either. Stephon Gilmore's a huge ad.
Let's move to offense.
That's the question mark.
Running backs, I think they'll be fine.
Okay.
Wide receivers, you got CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Michael Gallup. I think that's
one of the tops.
O-line, pretty solid.
Yeah. As long as they're healthy, they're solid.
When healthy, they are solid. Tight end is still. Actually, no, it's not Dalton Schultz anymore.
No, so it's question mark.
Tight end is a question mark, but the biggest question mark is Dak Prescott gonna be better? And the next question mark is Michael McCarthy's play calling.
That's my biggest question mark.
Yeah,
which correlates to your question mark.
Yeah,
right. Like it comes from the top at the end of the day.
But that defense will win them many games.
Yeah, I'm fine with them in A. It's not a prediction video. Like on paper, they're still a solid team. Like I won't be surprised if they finish ahead of the Giants. Like I'm just making a prediction that the Giants will finish ahead of them. That's the only difference.
No, I think they are A team, as long as well as this team, which is the Chargers.
They're an A team.
They're an A team. Yes, coaching is a question mark.
Kellen Moore, speaking of OC and play caller, is now a Charger, and that will help that team a lot.
When healthy, this team actually no. Not even when healthy. They need to be healthy for this team to do something.
And they added, I forgot who's the receiver they added. I think from TCU. Quentin
Johnson?
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. They added a receiver. I know.
Yeah.
So that complements, that's a solid wide receiver 3 off the bat. Gerald Everett's solid. Justin Herbert has shown plays.
O-line is good. They upgraded with, hopefully Rashawn Slater doesn't get injured again.
Exactly.
Corey Lindsey's still there. Running back Eckler does everything. Catch. Run.
J.C. Jackson is back, and I know he wasn't
great, but if he does come back to his level,
and your head coach is literally defensive specialist, so we got to see that because we can't have a 30-point collapse in the playoffs again. Right?
That is on Staley.
That's more on. So and speaking of Staley, are you gonna keep calling fourth down plays, or are you gonna leave Kellen Moore in charge of that?
4th down and 15.
in your own 20.
In your own 20. You're up by 3, and you're going to go for it. Right? It's the sensible thing to do, obviously, as a fan. But, yeah, not as a coach.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, not even as a fan. You're up 3, 4th and 15.
No, like as a fan of the other team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Derwin James, one of the best safeties in the league.
Yeah.
Joey Bosa, when healthy, solid pass rusher, as long with Khalil Mack, who they traded for. So
yeah, the biggest question mark is the coaching, and then their offense will be fine. Like I'm a huge Justin Herbert guy, and he'll be good.
The biggest turnaround team that everyone is hyping up is the New York Jets.
Are they S or are they A?
I don't know. Like, I might even go as low as B as well, because I don't know if they're gonna live up to the hype.
Okay, it's definitely not B.
I'll give them A.
I might argue S.
I'm not giving them S.
Why not?
I do not think they're better.
Just because the first
I
year?
do not think they're better than the Dolphins.
You don't?
I don't think they're gonna live up.
Why? Okay, so
to the hype.
The difference is between the two teams, right? The biggest difference is the quarterback position. One team upgraded heavily, like heavily. The other team still has question marks of their starter.
Health-wise, yeah.
Health-wise, especially, even as he's still getting question marked.
O-line for Jets is gonna be very crucial.
Like, it's important
Aaron Rodgers is old, but if he's getting hit, you're gonna get screwed.
I think their O-line is better than how people yeah, it's not the greatest.
No. One injury to that O-line, they're screwed. And if that injury is Mekhi Becton, they're finished.
Okay, so here's my thing with the whole Miami Jets thing.
I think they're same tier at least. I don't think they're one above each other.
Which is fine. I think the Jets' defense is obviously slightly better, and then the Jets' offense for me like you said, like I said, Aaron Rodgers is like they were almost a playoff team. Like they were at 7-10 last year.
Yeah, they were 7-10.
Like they were flirting with it with Mike White.
Yeah, for sure. But I think they're same tier as Dolphins, so I'm not moving them up. I don't see him moving them up.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fair. For me, I guess I'm big on a continuation, and this is the first time.
Yeah, as it is first time. Yeah. Panthers. C.
Yeah. Like, they're Florida. Sorry, Atlanta. So
they might be a better Atlanta, but
yeah, I think they're better than Atlanta personally.
Frank Reich.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
That O-line has to hold Bryce Young up.
Yeah.
Frank Reich, I'm glad he got a job back.
Deserves
it. And we'll see. Bryce Young is supposed to be Rookie of the Year, right? Like on paper. Well, we
have good defensive pieces.
You guys will find out who we picked if you guys watch the Monday.
Yeah, you got good defensive pieces in Brian Burns, J.C. Horn, Dante Jackson, Jeremy Chin. So secondary is pretty nice as well.
Yeah.
Offensively.
But yeah, like I won't be surprised if they win division.
Veteran receiver Adam Thielen. You got obviously Bryce Young. Running back Chuba Hubbard.
On the top of my head, yeah.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, it's fine. Leave it there.
Tennessee Titans.
Do you want to go C as well? Because I don't think they're. I mean, they are a D-Hop.
I do think
they're still a B team. Do you think
at the moment I do think they're a C team?
Yeah.
But I do believe that this team will be better than what most people expect them to be.
Yeah.
I think they will definitely come back because last year was a down year for them. Tannehill healthy is the best quarterback on that roster. Obviously,
and you're giving him arguably one of the best wide receivers.
Wide receivers. Traylon Brooks, if he steps up year 2, if he has a year 2
it's a good
jump,
number 2.
It will be a solid number 2.
DeAndre Hopkins, after suspension, came into that Arizona offense, even with Kyler injured, put in insane numbers.
He was putting
insane numbers in those 8 games he played or whatever he played.
Yeah, he did.
If he does that and again, he's going to be playing Houston. He's playing Houston.
And he's playing Houston.
And you're giving him Derrick Henry, and you're giving him Traylon Brooks as a good, probable number 2.
Potential.
And Tannehill, again, he's a Kirk Cousins. Like, he's good. Like,
yeah, Tannehill definitely revived his career, but no,
I don't think Tennessee is.
I think
I agree with they're a high C if you have Pittsburgh.
And defensively with Vrabel, they're always solid enough.
Yeah,
as well. So I think there's gonna be a solid team this year. I genuinely do believe that. Another team that's gonna be opposite of
Leave it for last.
All right, fine. This is our team. Jaguars A tier. I expect you to be good as last year.
They're by far the best team in the division, in my opinion.
And improve.
Calvin Ridley is the biggest ad you could get. getting him for what, like a 5th round pick or whatever it was, and complimenting Christian Kirk, who was your number 1 and killed it.
Evan Ingram as well.
Evan Ingram, right? You have the continuity with Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence. But Jaguars, you did my boy Nathan Rourke dirty. Never gave him a proper opportunity.
Hey, Nathan Rourke got robbed.
But, I mean, he's on the practice squad now. It is what it is. But as a team, defensively, they'll be fine. Josh Allen is there, the defensive Josh Allen. Trayvon Walker will prove himself in his second year.
Trayvon Walker.
And, So, yeah, they're an 18. They're like, I think they're a sneaky Super Bowl contender. Sneaky.
Dark horse. Yeah, they could be
dark horse. Sorry, not contender. Dark horse.
And also dark horse, Trevor Lawrence MVP. I agree with that as well. But the Colts.
So here's the thing. I'm kidding. Obviously you could tell background right here, and then my shirt. We're a Colts fan. We're both Colts fans. So here's my thing. D or F, obviously. Like, we're gonna be realistic. Yeah. We're not gonna be biased here.
100% D and F.
D and F. And now Jonathan Taylor's missing the first 4 games, and when he comes back, we don't know what state he's gonna be in, if he's even gonna play, hold out, whatever. The reason why I was hesitant with Houston at F, now partially I don't want to put him in F. The Colts
will be a fun team like Houston as well. They have good young pieces. Richardson, Josh Downs, which I'm really excited for. Josh Downs as well. Pittman obviously is still there. Alec Pierce. Cornerbacks are very young cornerbacks.
That's where we're going to take the hit. But our D-line is one of the best.
Our D-line is solid. Our D-line is
with Gus.
Healthy. If Cody Blake stayed healthy last year, he was hitting double.
Yeah.
He was hitting double-digit sacks.
And we still have Mr. Reliable and Shaq if he's healthy, as long as he's healthy. But
that inside is good.
D-Buck, right? Grover had an underrated contract year for him. We didn't really talk about it. Question mark is, if one person in that O-line gets hurt. Now, the good news is we have Anthony Richardson, and he could run.
Could run away.
But
O-line is good.
Anthony Richardson's the biggest question mark because we know what his flaws were in college. The inexperience and the accuracy, right? Like, can he throw it? But his deep ball is pretty accurate. His mid game is not that accurate. Not that accurate. And on top of that, but on the leadership side of things, he got voted captain. So that has not much to do with football ability.
Okay, I'm going to say this much. They're
in the same tier as Houston. If you give Houston an F, I have to put them in F.
Yeah. I'm just going to say this. Obviously, it's based on, like, if Richardson plays like anything like a ceiling, this team is going to make the playoffs. I 100% agree with that. Issue is we could say that about C.J. Stroud as well.
I think C.J. Stroud has the more potential of doing it, though. That's what I got to say.
More, NFL ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so this is our final tier list for
anything we want to change.
Anything you want to change?
Well, obviously, I want to put the 2 teams you put in F to D, but it's fine. It's fine. As long as we get Marvin Harrison Jr., I'm good with it.
that is an S year.
Yeah. Again, like all these teams, it's NFL. Anything goes. Anything could happen. An injury changes everything, right? So yeah, I'm fine with it. Like you talked me out of Denver moving up because I'm looking at the teams in C right now. I don't think Denver's there yet, but I won't be surprised if they will.
Yeah, but as of this moment, on paper, I do believe this tier list is solid. I don't think I'm going to move any teams as well.
Just a heads up, we're not within the tier is not how we ranked them. It's just how we placed them.
S, A, B, C, D. Yeah.
That's how we did that. But yeah, that's our tier list, guys. Comment your guys' opinions down below. Do you think we're crazy? Sports fans have their own thing. They're biased. But this is our tier list. We'll react to this at the end of the year. We're obviously going to do another tier list at the end of the year based on how they actually performed. But check out our other tier list from other sports. Comment down below, like Jovan said, which one you guys want us to do next. We could do quarterbacks, whatever you guys want. And make sure you guys catch our Monday episode. That's the one where we predicted the NFL season. Who's winning MVP, who's winning the Super Bowl, where people are going to finish, who's getting Caleb Williams. All right?
Yeah.
That being said, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.